that was a decision I had to make, with my team and my family, and this is the best decision for me. So, sat there, deliberated with everyone around me, coaches, and then also just prayed on it and kind of asked God what was the best choice for me, and this was what I decided on, and I'm thrilled to be back. So full speed ahead, focused, trying to win the national championship this year.
I guess, what was the ultimate reason why you came back?
I felt like there was more to give here. Like, I want to win it all with everyone. I want to give the team the best version of me, and just put my best foot forward. So I miss these guys too. Like, the guys around here, the relationships I built, Cade, Tristan, Walker, Colin, Harris, Ryan, everyone. Like, the relationships too. Right? Like, I want to put the best version of me forward with the guys around me, and go win it all with them.
You and Tristan both announced like a co-announcement with each other. Was that planned, and did you kind of discuss with him as well with both you guys' decisions to return?
Yeah, Tristan kind of brought it to me because I know he was doing a little bit of deliberation as well, and just he said, he's like, we're a team. We're the two tackles. We're out on the edge together, and kind of going into the season too, we encourage one another, bring one another up when either one's feeling down, and kind of approach it as a tiny little team of guys on the edge. So I think it was a good move to announce it together because, like I said, we're the guys on the edge. We're a team.
You mentioned coming back for wanting to achieve more. I guess how much does that Texas loss kind of hit, comes back to you often? Does that game come back to you often? I guess you think about the game. What is your thought process from that game?
Yeah, thinking back to that, that one obviously hurts, but Coach Sweeney talked about it. You can view anything positively or negatively. So last year we got to smell what the top looks like, and we got to get kind of a vision for that, and I think that'll drive us this year to be even better, so that we come out of games like that victorious.
Talk about trying to be the best version of yourself. Like, what does that look like, and are there any specific ways that Coach Luke's pushing you this year?
Yeah, I've made it clear to Coach Luke what my goals are, and I told him, I want him to keep me ultra accountable to it. And then, just going out and I think being a better leader as well. I know Tristan's very vocal, and trying to be side by side with him and being vocal and picking guys up, bringing young guys along, because we need everyone. We saw it last year that, guys who we didn't know if they would play start of the year were key guys for us. Elijah Thurman came in there against Virginia Tech, and he went out there and balled out. So, he was a guy at the start of the year that we didn't know, where he stood, and then he ended up being a key guy for us. So bringing those young guys up and, trying to be the best version of me, but also bringing them up as well. I think if you can teach something effectively to someone, then you know it really well. So just trying to be a better teacher as well.
Speaking of some of the young guys, has any freshman kind of taken you by surprise or showed encouraging signs so far this practice?
I think all of them have showed encouraging signs, in their own respects. Braden goes out there and he's like, you see him walk in a room, he's imposing. He commands the room just with his size, and he goes out there and he's got a good handle on technique and how he should position himself, and he's eager to learn. All the young guys are very eager to learn. Easton, I think he moves really well. I think he does well. Same thing, very eager to learn. He's asking me for input, and I'm happy to give it to him. Like I said, I want to be there for these younger guys. Gavin comes in there, same thing. He wants to know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and he wants to improve as fast as he can. Rowan, same thing. He wants to know what we're doing, why we're doing it. He wants to go in there, and he wants there to be no drop off. All these young guys, they want there to be no drop off. They want to make their name known. So I really respect that from them, and I try to be there for them as much as I can. I try to let them know that I'm a resource for them, and just because I'm the old guy in the room doesn't mean I'm the crabby old guy. I'm here for them.
Is it kind of surreal? I think this is kind of your last spring practice, and you are the old guy now. Like, how much have you thought about that?
Yeah, I was talking to my dad about it because when I was a little kid, he'd tell me, like, enjoy time while you can because it just gets faster and faster. It truly has. It felt like this has gone by in the blink of an eye. Like, it felt like just yesterday I was unpacking my stuff over at Lightsey Bridge. Meeting Colin for the first time, meeting the guys in the room for the first time, and for this to be the last time going through spring ball, it's surreal. But I want to make the most of it and put everything I got into it.
As a position group, do you guys have any goals or things that you're really focusing on or you want to be better at next season?
Yeah, obviously we want to be the best O-line in college football. That's a pretty clear-cut goal. And I think to get specific, like more physicality. We want teams when they play us to be, be on top of it. We want the message to them in their rooms to be, these guys are going to come after you and every play. They're not going to turn it down no matter what. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, overtime. Like these guys are going to be the same guy through and through, and they're coming after you every play.
You guys retain 4 starting offensive linemen from last season's game. I guess what does that kind of say about bringing back that continuity after the success you guys had last season? You're trying to bring that forward for this upcoming year.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have returned everyone, or almost everyone. I know Marcus had to go on to the draft, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. But bringing back those 4 guys is good. And then, like I said, it's important too that we don't just focus on that we're a veteran group, but bring the young guys up. So, if the worst happens and young guys have to, step in and there's injuries, whatever, they're ready to go. I think, like I said, last year opened our eyes to the importance of the younger guys and making sure that they're ready to go. So, I'm excited to have a veteran group, but we want to make sure that the younger guys are ready to go as well.
I know you were a guy who was prepared to play early. I mean, you talked about Brayden a little bit earlier. Does he look or remind you of yourself kind of as a freshman? Or
It's kind of hard to self-evaluate like that. I mean, I guess the thing I look for most in a freshman is mentality, because that's what's ultimately gonna, get you out there. Is, are you willing to learn? Can you pick the plays up fast? And then, are you about going out there and being physical? And I really think all the guys that have came in have the right head on their shoulders, and they have what it takes. So it's all just about progressing as fast as they can, getting stronger, getting faster, knowing the game better, and just seeing things quicker. So I'm really encouraged by all the guys that we brought in, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
I think you started like the past 2 seasons on Clemson offensive line. How do you kind of keep your body fresh when you're playing all those games, making all those starts in your career? How do you keep yourself fresh?
Yeah, I mean, I try and be about the right things when it comes to being in the castle, with being on all the nights in the castle, and just getting in the red light, getting a stretch, getting a Theragun, whatever it might be. Trying to make sure too that I'm eating the right things, putting the right stuff in my body. That definitely helps you recover. Making sure that you're not putting junk in your body. Your body's like a car, so if you put bad fuel in it, it's not going to run very well. So you want to make sure you're putting the 93 octane in it, whole 9 yards. And then, just making sure that on top of really everything, because everything counts: food, hydration, stretching, all the recovery stuff.
What's an example of a food that's a 93 octane?
I'm big on the steak. I like steak a lot. Just making sure to get in enough protein. That's the biggest thing for me is making sure I got protein and carbs in my diet, because the carbs are the fuel that keep you going. So some good rice, some potatoes. Those are the 2 staples: steak, chicken, pork, all that. Just making sure that it's not hitting up McDonald's at 10 o'clock at night, but you're setting good food for yourself. My favorite is probably Chipotle. Like get a burrito, get everything in there: fruits, vegetables. I guess if you consider tomato a fruit, but fruit, vegetable. Get your carbs, get your beans, get your protein. That's my go-to is the Chipotle burrito.
What's your favorite veggie then?
Veggie, I love the corn from there. That's my favorite. I always tell them to load it up with the corn.
Going into a year 2 under Matt Luke as you guys' coach, has he kind of changed his, mentality for the groups here? Has he altered it any bit, or is it kind of the same from last year?
I think he does a great job of, he's the same guy no matter win, loss, coming off a good year, coming off a bad year. No matter what it is, he's the same person, and we all really respect him for that. I know it's very easy to be up and down depending on what last year, last game, last week looked like, but I think he does a great job of being the same guy through and through. So
You got an opportunity to go up against Will Held yet in the transfer. And I guess what are your impressions of him?
yeah, I got to go against him today. He definitely, before I even went against him, just kind of physically, stature-wise, looking at him, he looks the part. And he goes out there and his play is very, very physical. He's not afraid to stick his head in there and take on a run block. And then also too, he's a very, very natural and graceful pass rusher. He moves really well. Seeing him out on the edge, he's definitely, he commands respect.
I guess it's a guy that you would be blocking, wouldn't really be looking at what he's doing. But Gideon Davidson, the freshman running back, anything about him stand out either in workouts or practice?
Yeah, we were in W drill today, very physical drill, and he's back there. He's encouraging me. He's encouraging older guys. He's not afraid to speak up as a freshman. I know a lot of guys come in and you know, it can be intimidating seeing all these guys that have played a lot of snaps and been here for a while. You know, it can kind of hush you a little bit, but he's done a great job of, you know, getting his voice out there and being encouraging, and also too, you know, being curious, asking us questions in terms of, you know, protections, picking up blitzes, that sort of thing. So I think he's done a great job so far.
Like talking to Harris and Ryan outside, they talk about just sort of the Texas game, having to digest that. I guess how has that taste of the playoffs maybe added to this offseason that's been filled with a lot of hunger to get back to that position?
Yeah, I kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier, but we got to get a glimpse of what the top looks like. You know, what games like that look like, and I think going into this, you know, coming year, having that experience, I think will be beneficial. And you know, we got to go about it the right way in this offseason to make sure that we can finish games like that.
What is the expectation level for the offense in general? Just all the pieces of running back, Cade, and all the receivers, and basically most of the offensive line. I mean, just kind of what is your hope for what this offense can be?
Yeah, I guess a big goal for us is to have no wasted plays. You know, plays that a guy misses an assignment or something simple. You know, there's going to be times where guys make plays, and that's inevitable in football. If you play the game long enough, guys on defense are going to make plays, or you know, we'll just be in a difficult spot. But we want to eliminate those wasted plays, and like Coach Luke says, he says make our layups. The plays that are there, we want to execute at a high level. We want to be able to play fast, and we want to be able to, you know, communicate quickly and, you know, get snaps fast and execute. It always comes down to execution.
Anyone else for Blake? All right, Blake. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.